Hello everyone, it's Connie-Rae. Thank you for joining me at stampityourself.com. Today's tutorial is this cute little card with our Christmas baubles made out of glitter foam. I have been up to our local $2 shop. I think we call it in Australia, we call them the $2 shops. I don't know what they call them elsewhere. And I got these massive pieces of foam, glitter foam, like this, and they were bigger. They're about two sizes, about the same size as A3 but times 2 that, and I got them in lots of different colors for about $2. So I'm madly cutting out all my Christmas baubles and making Christmas cards and decorations per se. So this is the card that I've come up with today for today's tutorial, and it's using the it's just started to pour outside just as we speak. It's using the Merriest Wishes Merry Tags and Framelit dies, Merriest Wishes, out of the Holiday Catalogue, which is this stamp here. We're using black cardstock 11 by 4, scored at 5.5, and white cardstock at 4 and 7/8 by 3.5. I've used my, can you hear that storm outside? I hope my voice is loud enough. I'll try and speak louder. I've used my Lawn Fawn stitched die framelit for this cutout, but the size is generally, well, the size is 4 and 7/8 times 3.5 inches. So when you cut that out, that's what the size you get. So if you haven't got one of these stitched frames, that's fine. You can just cut it out and use it. I just love the stitch look. Love the stitch look. So basically that's the set that I've done today, and then I'll cut out these baubles and I'll show you how I've done it. Getting your set of dies. Your set comes with a few pieces, obviously, of dies that cut out these gorgeous baubles. Now today I've used the tiniest and I've used the top of the bauble piece. This set, I've got other things coming out with that one, but it is a gorgeous set. So I'll just let me just get that out there and all my previous attempts at scoring and carrying on. Okay, so I have done a couple of things to make it look as lovely as it does, and I will show you how I've done that. So you need a couple of extra pieces of cardstock, a piece of black cardstock, and when you cut out your little pieces, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. There we go. You cut out these little pieces here. So basically you're going to use this little one here to cut out the black cardstock of these, and you need 3 of those, so you just need to cut them out, and that little die there cuts them out. What I have done, which I really love, is used glossy accents over the top of them, and it basically brings them up to be gorgeous like this. See how glossy they are? So basically the black cardstock is actually turned into this glossy bauble, top of the bauble. Isn't it gorgeous? Don't mind my fingernail. I've been playing around with nail polish to match my baubles. Yeah, so the glossy accents just turns the top of the bauble, which is this bit, into, oh, let me get a better one. I've got quite a few here. There we go. Makes it all nice and glossy, and it looks like a real bauble. I love it. I love how that does that. Okay, so that's what I've used on top of my black cutout cardstock, using the little top of the bauble die. And I've used the smallest bauble die cut to cut out this size. So we will get to and make it, shall we? All right, so I've just already tried to do a little bit of work. That's not the same one. Where's my, oh, here we go. Oh, I have been doing a little bit of prep work to save us a bit of time. That can go over there. Okay, so yeah, is that the same one? Yes, no, this isn't the same one. Yeah, I was trying to do some prep work before I started recording to save us a little bit of time, but that's okay. It's a little bit of fiddling around, but it's certainly worth it. So I've already done these cards, and I've got that one over there. And I've got the blue one over there. I just need to stick my card up so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, and you need your baker's twine, black baker's twine as well. Okay. So I applied my glossy accents with a toothpick just to the back of the little black cardstock cutout that I've done. And I've already done the glossy accents, so that's, sorry, I just said the glossy accents, yes. I have applied the glossy accents to the front of the card, and now I'm just using a matte glue at the back to stick this onto my bauble. And what I've done is the bauble comes with a little top on it here, and I've just trimmed it off to make sure it just stays round. But you don't have to, because this will actually mask it. Okay, so I've just stuck it on the top, lined it up with the part that I've cut off. It's pretty hard to see there, but basically you're making a bauble, so you just got to think that. That's all you have to worry about, just making it look like a bauble. But what makes it really good is the glitter paper, and you can use any color, it doesn't matter, is the glitter paper and the glossy accents on the top of the baubles that make them really look like baubles. They look cute. So, and then I've just I'm just going to put that in line. There you go. It is, like I said, it is a bit fiddly, but it's all worth it. So I just stuck these on the back of the bauble, the baker's twine on the back of the bauble. No particular way to do it. It just has to line up with the bauble. I think that's most important, is that it looks straight. And I've stuck it down like that. And then placement is always important, because we've got to put our sentiment on, but you don't want them. It's actually quite hard to place sometimes, some items, but a little bit of practice and you'll get there. So basically I would like them to be, I've actually put crosses on my spots where I'd like them, and just to try and make it a little bit easier. I know it looks a little bit fussy, but give it a go. There we go. So you just want to straighten out these components here, these parts that are your baubles. Mind you, the dies, the foam that I've gotten here, that I've got from the craft store, the $2 shop as we call them here in Australia, it goes straight through the die machine perfectly. It doesn't even bother it. It just cuts better than paper. I was quite surprised. So yeah, and I've got stacks of it, and I think it's about 10 colors. Just amazing. I love it. Okay, so we've got that. So just want to make sure that before I stick it down that it's straight. I think that's the biggest and most important part, is actually getting the paper, I'm just going to turn this over so I can see it rather than you see it, and that way I know what I'm doing. It's just getting it straight, lined up with the top of the little bauble so it doesn't look silly. And then sticking down on the back. I have used dimensionals to pop them up. So I'm pretty sure that the way that I did it, the way that sort of like managed to get the success with it was to do the bauble first, and then to do the sticking down of the baker's twine nice and straight, and that way it's easier. Getting there. Again, just making sure it's straight. Sticking it down the back. And the last one. Oh, that doesn't look a little bit straight, does it? Looks a little bit wonky, that one, but that's okay. I'll straighten it up after. You get the general idea of it anyway. Just trying to... There's probably an easier way to do this. I'm sure that there is. Oh no, it's not too bad, but it's not particularly straight, but that's all right. You get the idea of it. As long as it looks straight when you gift it to the person concerned. And you've got plenty of time to do that off camera. It's only when I'm on camera that I have these problems. So that's basically it. You're popping it on like that. A little bit of fussing around, but it's certainly worth it because the end result is lovely. Okay, and then we've used the Merriest Wishes stamp with some Memento Tuxedo Black. Make sure I've got this up the right way. And I'm just going to stamp it in the corner there on the right-hand side. Just under the green bauble. There you go. And again, some black cardstock. And we're just going to flip this over. And we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. Lucky you can't see the cosmetics in the back. And I like it to give it a bit of height. So it's a relatively easy card. It's just a little bit fiddling around with the baker's twine. But other than that, it's certainly worth giving it a shot because it is pretty. And if you can find some glitter foam anywhere, usually in the, like I said, the $2 shops or something like that, is where I found it. And it was $2.50 for this massive sheet. And it's about the same size as two A3 sheets. So it was worth it. So I got every colour because I'm going to be using it, I can assure you. And it just, as I said, it goes to the big shot perfectly. So you can do lots with it. So I thought I'd first play around and just make this little card here, which I have now done. So it's pretty quick. And there you go. It's really, really pretty. And it looks good. And someone's going to love it. So I'm grateful that you could join me and that you tolerated to watch this to the end, because it was a little bit fiddly. And I do apologise, but as I said, it's certainly worth it. Oh, and the other thing is, which I haven't done on this one, is I might actually just stick a couple of little sequins on this one instead. Some nice coloured of our mixed up, what do we call these ones? The Fancy Frost sequins. Stick some of those on. Instead of, I've used some clear sequins on the other one, but I think I'd like to see a little bit more colour randomly popped around the place. So there we go. A bit of a green one. Let's pop this one down here. And let's put a pink one. There we go. Put that over there. There we go. Perfect. Gorgeous little card. So, there you go. Pretty as can be. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thank you for joining me and thank you for sitting through it. And I hope to see you soon with a new tutorial. Take care and I'll see you soon. Thank you for joining me.